Hello everyone, my name is Bruno Rubalu and today I'm going to be walking you through our Kaggle website and also give you a little bit of an overview of the data set and what you can expect for this competition. So once you create your Kaggle account and join the competition through the link that we provided, you come up to this page here. And we really recommend that you go through all the information on these pages. So, for example, on the overview tab, you can find some background on sepsis, some information about the goal of the hackathon, and of course, just to reiterate again on this video that the goal is to design an algorithm that can predict or classify patients with sepsis in the ICU. Some information regarding evaluation, how the submission file should look like, and also information about the prize. And another important thing to read, of course, is the competition rules. We define some rules and some ethical guidelines regarding the data because, of course, even though this data is fully anonymized, it's still patient data that you should treat as such. So we don't expect that you use this for any other purpose other than the ones defined in this competition. So please go through this as well and read carefully. And again, here on the overview tab, some important info that if you're really a complete beginner with Kaggle, you can also find some online resources. For example, this Titanic competition. I'm going to open here the tab. They really provide a very good tutorial on how to set up your Kaggle account, how to set up an environment, and how to code and how to submit your results. So please go through these type of tutorials if you really are a beginner, or even if you're not a beginner. But it's always good to refresh your memory on this type of platform. Here, going back again to our page, I'm going to dive now directly through the data, just to show you what we provide and what you can expect. And again, as I mentioned before, the data is from a pediatric intensive care unit, and this is from Hospital Sant Joan de Déu in Barcelona. And for this competition, we provide the data in two different sets, so in a training and a test set. And all the files are labeled accordingly, so train underscore train.csv or underscore test.csv. And here we also provide a description of all the files, so what's in each table, what kind of variables you can expect. And one of the most important files here is the outcome, the file with the outcome variable, here sepsis label underscore train or underscore test.csv. And I will scroll all the way down here to show you what I mean. And just looking here at the, just at the trainings data, if we open here this sepsis label.train, you will see a column with the person ID, a column with the measurement date time, and a sepsis label. So this basically indicates for each patient and at specific time point if the patient had sepsis, yes or no. And something very important to note here is that for all the positive cases, that the sepsis label have been shifted 6 hours before the onset, because as I mentioned, the goal is to predict sepsis early. So for this competition, we define early as being 6 hours prior to the onset. So the sepsis labels have been shifted 6 hours before. So that's something that you also need to keep in mind for modeling. And other tables that we provide, you can scroll through this, but they're basically different types of measurements and observations. And this is corresponding to the OMOP CDM naming convention. And you can go through this. And something important to keep in mind is, of course, that different variables are not measured exactly at the same time. So, for example, maybe systolic blood pressure here is measured every couple of hours, every 4 hours, but other variables would be measured every hour or every 2 hours. So this is also one of the reasons why the data is provided in different tables. So you should keep this in mind when performing some merging of the data or some feature engineering. Okay. And now if we go here to the testing set, it's exactly the same tables. And the only difference is that here the difference is, of course, that you have a different set of patients, for testing. And also on the sepsis label, so on the file with the outcome variable, we do not provide, of course, the sepsis label, so the outcome. And what you see here is only two columns, one with person ID and one with measurement date time. And the goal, of course, is for each of these rows to predict the sepsis label. And this is exactly how the submission file should also look like. So the same patient IDs and measurement date times, and then, of course, a third column with the sepsis label. Okay, so this is just a general description of the data, but you can go through this in your own time. And of course, if you have any questions, you can pose these questions on the discussion tab here. And again, of course, for in any modeling or analysis or this type of competitions, is important to do a very good exploratory data analysis. So here on this code tab, you can find already an example of a data analysis script or just a notebook to start with. And this is, of course, something that we expect that each team and each participant uses their creativity to do a proper data exploration. But we provide here some beginning steps. So, for example, how to load the data, some basic data inspection, visualizing some numeric and non-numeric columns, and also understanding, for example, distribution of variables or outliers, missing data, and basically what variables are relevant to use for the prediction. And you can use this notebook to start with, but again, just to reiterate, you should really take into account that this is also part of the competition, doing a proper exploratory data analysis. Okay, yes, I go back here to the tab. And yeah, just to mention again that in this discussion tab, we will provide all the support that you need. So if you have any questions regarding the data, the competition, or anything else, please post them here, and we will try to find the right person within our team to answer the question. And yeah, I wish you very good luck with the competition, and see you soon.